Space. It's April. I just wanted to come on and show you how to put together today's annual supporter file. This is a Christmas in July file as well. I just have the idea I saw on Pinterest, and I went in and figured out how they did what they did and recreated a design space file from it. And you've got, here's one of the little boxes put together already. You've got two of those, then you have one like this, and then you have one like this. So you're just going to fold on all of your score lines, and I'm using some double-sided paper that I had from Stampin' Up, and I'm using some red Cricut cardstock. And we're just going to fold on all of your score lines, mountain folds if you're folding away from you, and valley folds if you're folding toward you, totally up to you. And you're just going to glue these 4 tabs to the inside on this box. This is the square one. They're all basically the same. This one's a little different, and this one is a little different, but just like most boxes go together. We're going to put that glue on that tab where it's scored, and that one. And we're going to put those to the inside. They do go to the inside. All right. And glue down really good. And then we're going to go to these tabs here, and they're going to fold over and hide those inside tabs. And this paper is kind of a vintage look, so I'm okay with, there's a little bit of cracking on that paper. As we know, our double-sided papers are not solid core, so you can get that. If it bothers you, take a red Copic or a Spectrum marker, any of your markers that are similar to the color that you have, and you can go over the edge of that. But because this is a vintage style paper that I'm using, the look is fine for me. Plus these little boxes, just to save paper, I didn't do a fold over on those. So you're going to have that white edge on those as well. So it just kind of ties in. But again, you can cover that super easy with just a similar color marker to your paper. All right. So now you have this little square tray one. You have one like that, which is this one right here. And again, you're going to fold everything away from you or either towards you, depending on what side of the paper you want to use. On all of your scores. And this is designer series paper. It's not as heavy as cardstock. It's a little lighter, I think, than 65 pound. So just, I'm not going to use my bone folder on it because I don't want to crack that paper any more than it is cracking. So once you have all of those, same thing, and it doesn't matter where you start on this one. You can start by gluing that little tab to the inside. I call the little handle tab. Press that down. The sides of this paper was pretty. I could have used either side, really. And then your 2 tabs. And these are big tabs, so if you use the lighter weight papers, it's going to sturdy up because it's going to meet right down there in the middle. This was a, on Pinterest, it was a Stampin' Up file. It was in German. I did the best to interpret it. I would give them a shout out, but I wouldn't do anything but slaughter the pronunciation. So I apologize in advance for that. Not giving the shout out. Very pretty. They did some very pretty. You could probably find them. I think they called it a, what did they call it? Because I thought it was in English when I clicked on it because it said a block box, something like that. Block treat box. I don't remember. Honestly, I just don't remember. All right, so we have 2 of those, 1 of these, and now this one. This one, same thing. Fold on all your scores and they fold away from you or toward you, except these in the center. But all I did was fold mine in one direction and then I brought it back and I just pinched those pleats in. Okay, you can start by mountain fold, valley, mountain, mountain, valley, mountain, mountain, valley, so forth. But you just want to have those little peaks on the inside. So I'm just going to fold over this tab right here, and we're going to glue this tab. I'm going to bring this in. Just going to press that down. Give it a good press. Make sure no glue is squishing out and helping us to glue our box together there. All right, so once you have that, you're just going to fold over your tab here. And these were their sizes and measurements. So I probably would have done this a little bit differently, but I had already done it, so I'm going with it. Just fold 2 in and then fold over your other 2, keeping it square, flip it over, and then just give it a press from the inside and let that grab. Okay, and then once you put your goodies in here, you are going to just fold. That one's just going to fold right there. It didn't give a little tab. I guess I could go in and add one. Really doesn't need it though. It's going to be great just like it is, because you're going to use a little ribbon right through these holes to pull this together. You could probably, and I think that's all I'm going to do, is just glue these 2 together. And you can still get in that box pretty good. I'm just gonna, I don't know, might block myself from my ribbon if I do that. If you guys want, you can just go in there and just weld in a little circle or something, or a little square, and that'll give you something to glue that with if you want. I didn't catch that in the file. Again, I made this from their direction. So got that box done. Gonna find my little ribbon that I have out here. I've got my small white ribbon. I will probably change this out to something, probably my gold thread. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to pause and grab that, and I'll be right back. I forgot that I needed ribbon here. I'm going to give myself a little short little tail on that. And that should be more than enough ribbon. Should be. And this ribbon's a little wide, but I'm going to live with it. Just going to thread that through. Now you want to make sure that you have your items in this box before you seal it up, of course. I am not filling these boxes, just showing you guys how the file goes together. I will fill them at Christmas time. If I fill them now, I'll forget that it's in there. So now that I have that in there, I may glue this, just so it's not. I'm just going to pinch it from the inside. Just pinch those 2 together. Give it a second to dry. Perfect. So you filled your box, and we're just going to go through and we're going to press in those little valleys. Get those together. And then you're going to tie this closed. The ribbon is what's going to keep that together. I'm going to adjust. And I'm not going to cut these tails off yet because I don't know how big I want that bow to be yet. So I'm just going to set it to the side. Now we've built all our boxes. Now we have these cut in one sheet. I butted them up against because that's the way that they did it. And it was a great idea. That way you used a whole lot less paper, no space in between. And I just did a cut line. You're going to simply glue on this tab. And I had Merry Christmas. I used the glitter pen. And so it is on top. There's like, it's going to write twice. Okay. If you need it to write more than twice, then you can just duplicate and attach another one on there and just make sure that it's lined up. So you're going to make 3 of these. I'm sorry. There's 3 of these. And they're all the same. Nothing any different about any of them. I'll get on there. Make sure you get it good and even. I have to pull that apart. It's tried to scoot on me. There we go. I've got that one. And I'm trying not to rub where my glitter pen is. I don't want to rub that off. I like for it to be nice and fresh when I give it away. And now we have our little tube. I'm just going to slide that over the box. Just like so, okay? Super easy. Super simple. There we go. And now this box also goes right into that one, just like that. Okay, so now you've got a Merry Christmas going this way, and then you've got one going this way and one going, well, they all go the same way, but when we put it together, they're going to be going in different directions. And now this one, and I know you're thinking that this is backwards, but it isn't. I made this one. This one wasn't part of the one that I saw. I know the one that had this, but there was no dimensions on the box. So I just created this entire piece. And I got to thinking when I saw it on the mat, I'm like, if I do that, I can make this go to the seam to the bottom, but I wanted the seam to be hidden. So I had to go back in the file and move my Merry Christmases opposite each other so that when we do this, I wanted it to be on the top, okay? And so that Merry Christmas would read the right way. If you want yours on the bottom, you can flip them and it will do that. So I'm just going to, I did notch off on one side so that you would know which way it goes, but I'm going to slide that box into it. And I'm just going to I'm going to put my box in upside down so I have something to push on. And I'm going to bring in my glue, and just so that I'm not going over, I'm just going to go on the edge of this piece and then the edge of this side with the box upside down in there. And we're just going to press those two together. Okay. And then you can slide that box out and flip it around. Okay. So that the seam is on the top. You want that seam on the top. All right. So with the Merry Christmas facing me, I'm going to place this one with the Merry Christmas towards the drawer front. Okay. Towards the drawer front. Okay. So we're going to put glue on the bottom. and we're going to place it right on the top and on the edge. Just get it lined up nice and square. And then this one, we want the Merry Christmas to be towards the outside. Let's see, which way do I want to go? This one, trying to decide which way I want this to go. It can go so many different ways. I think I'm going to go this way. So I got Merry Christmas there. Merry Christmas there. Yep. Want Merry Christmas going that way. And then I wanted it to go. That's okay. There we go. All right. So it's going to be going together similar to this. So I'm going to start with this one, and we're just going to place glue on the bottom of this box. Make sure the Merry Christmas is to the outside of the front of this one, and line those up. Make sure that box is lined up right there on the top of that one. Let's slide that box out so that I can press that in. I got mine off just slightly, but there we go. I will widen this piece just a little bit before you guys get the file. This is my test cut, by the way. So I will widen the width of that so that your box, when you stack these, isn't hanging off the edge. Mine is, it's just minute, but I don't want it like that for you guys. So you can do this way if you want, where it has Merry Christmas 2 times, or you could do it this way, leaving that hole there and this hole there, but we're going to put stuff in there, so don't worry about those. You just want to line that up to the outside, about halfway of this one. I'm just going to put some on this back edge just to make sure that I have it where I want it and it's glued down completely. All right, and now that that's on there, I'm going to go in between these two, and we're going to place some glue on that to stabilize it. Right up to the top. Now we're going to bring those in. How stinking cute is this? I think that bow is perfect. Go ahead and trim it off. And now we have some pieces in there, and you can do this any way that you want to. There is a piece like this inside, and you're just going to create like a small triangle with that, and then you're just going to glue that in here like so that you have something to glue your pieces on. I will add a second one in there for this box, but you're just going to glue on each side, and then we're going to bring that in just like that. Okay, and you can even put it in before you put this box on there if you want to. All right, and I am going to tuck, I think that one's a little large for there, but I did make a smaller one. I'm going to put my poinsettia in there. Just going to put some glue, or you can use foam dots, anything that you want. in there. I think I'm going to tuck this kind of to the back, maybe. I have these from Stampin' Up as well. Little wood berry pieces, kind of like that. I think I'm going to tuck that right there. I'm just going to place a little glue on there. I am using art glitter glue, so it will dry clear. Oops, pop that off. That's okay. Put that one on first anyway. And let's see. I think I am going to use I'm going to size down these poinsettias for you guys too. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. Let's see. I do have a sheet of paper that has some poinsettias on it, so I'm going to grab one of those. It's a little bit smaller. I will size them down for you guys, but this will work for the tutorial. So I'm going to place that. Now they had one where they had a little square gift box on there. It was so super cute. You could do that. I think I'm going to place that right. Still don't know. Don't know. I think I'm going to put that on the top. That's what I'm going to do. Just going to place my. This might be easier to decorate before we put that top box on there. There we go. Now I'm liking it. Okay, so super cute little dimensions in there. And now this one should be easier. Again, I will cut another one of these for you guys. It's just a strip of paper. You can duplicate it in there. And you're, again, just going to make a triangle so that it pops out right there. Just going to fold it. Just stick it just like that. I don't know that I'm going to use two of those, but maybe. And this is just going to allow you to be able, again, something to be able to glue those to. Not one of the bigger ones here. Maybe I want one of the. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. You can get your fingers in here on this one, so that one's great. And I'm gonna put that right back there. It's sticking up. I'm gonna glue it right to the back of my triangle. I'll just snip it off just a little. Just want it to peek out. How cute. No, didn't stay, did it? Okay. More than one way. I'm not going to use that here. I'm going to use another poinsettia, I think. And I'm going to fussy cut off those leaves. You could decorate these any way that you want to decorate them. That's good enough. This way. Hmm. You know what? I don't think I need it. I think I kind of like that because it looks like it's just standing up by itself. But I do want. No, I'm going to use some Nuvo drops. That's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to go right here. And maybe I'm out of practice with my teardrop drops. I'm going to try. Hmm, I don't know if I like that or not. Gonna wipe those off and start over. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Not worried about anything showing up. I can always put a piece of cardstock over. Again, this is my mock-up, so didn't have a plan for this. And I'm still deciding. Oh, forgot I have these. I could have put a cardinal in there. Let's see. Not sure what I want to do here. I really wanted to use this and tie it in. But it looks like I'm going to be using this guy instead. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to go with it. I just slid it up under the little form that I put back there to put my poinsettia on. And I'm going to live with that. And I'll use my Nuvo drops right there on the berries. Yes, I like that. And I'm going to put a few teeny tiny dots just to brighten that up. Now the red from the Cricut cardstock and the print and cut are a little bit different, but that was so they pop. And if you want to put some down here, you could do that as well. Okay. Okay, I see one other thing. I am going to flip this back. Well, right here, the seam shows a little bit from putting it on the top. So I'm going to flip it around so that the seam does go to the bottom. Again, this is my mock-up and this is what I came up with. And so I'm going to make that change. I'm going to make the poinsettias a little bit smaller for you guys. I am also going to flip this piece around. So just make sure your Merry Christmas is going the right way and your seam is to the bottom of the box instead of the top. That's so cute. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. You guys enjoy this file? It is the Christmas in July file and annual supporter. If you are on Patreon, you have access to this file. I greatly appreciate your support. Thank you, and I will catch you on the next video. Have a great day.